Hi everybody, welcome back to our next video tutorial, and in this one we're going to be covering the possible engagement activities and learning assessment that you can do for this module in terms of evaluate and manage. So we are in our Canvas course for UL100ZB, and I'm going to scroll down now to checkpoint 1 and then evaluate and manage. And of course, as always, when you actually go into your Canvas course, by the time you're ready to see this module, you'll have the links as well for our video tutorials in here. The first engagement activity that you can do for this week is checkpoint 1, quiz number 1. In quiz number 1, there are 10 questions. You will see one question at a time. Many of these questions will be based upon the previous chapters that we've already been studying in our textbook, the Information Literacy User's Guide. So you do want to make sure that you do have that textbook downloaded as a PDF, and you can also use any other material that we've uploaded for our course so far. In fact, we suggest that you use it. And you can also use the web to help you answer any questions. You may retake the quiz up to 3 times, and your highest score will count. So this is quiz number 1. Again, it's sort of a checkpoint to see how you're doing so far in our course, and this will count as an engagement activity. Going back, the next engagement activity that you have an opportunity to do for this module is a discussion thread on evaluate and manage. In this discussion thread, we'd like you first to watch this video, which is also a TED Talk, called The Punishable Perils of Plagiarism. In the Manage video tutorial, we've talked a little bit about plagiarism and how sometimes that can happen without even realizing that you are borrowing from another author's content without giving that particular author credit for what they've actually written. So what we'd like for you to do with this engagement activity is watch this video and then respond below with your own thoughts about a time in which you might have struggled in writing a paper or creating a presentation with whether or not to cite or to give credit to other authors in your work. Why did you struggle, and why can the concept of plagiarism be a challenge in scholarly work? We do want you to try to have some fun with this, which might sound rather odd, but really think about the time in which you did struggle with whether or not to cite or to give credit to other authors in your work. Again, answer all of these questions in order to receive the complete 5 points possible for this engagement activity. Finally, the learning assessment for this module is an evaluation of sources. So with this learning assessment, we'd like for you to download this worksheet link first. And I'm going to click in just a second to preview it so you can see the questions that we want you to cover with this. You can use the worksheet to complete this assignment. You can either complete the worksheet, fill it out completely, or you can use it as a guide to complete this assignment. Then what we want you to do is use the discovery search at the library's webpage or various databases at the library's webpage. You can also use Google or Google Scholar. But what you want to do with this learning assessment is select 2 sources to evaluate that are related to the topic that you're working on. Try to find 1 primary source of information that's print or online and 1 secondary source of information. We really want you, particularly with the secondary source, to make sure that it's available in full text. So if you have a book, make sure you have access to the book as an ebook or a print book. If you're using a magazine article or a journal article, make sure that you have it available, hopefully in PDF full text or a complete website so that you can read it completely. The abstract or the summary of the secondary source simply is not going to work. They're not going to have enough information in order to be able to evaluate it effectively. Then in the worksheet, this is what we're going to be looking for. So in the worksheet, we've given you a place to do each citation. So you need to do a citation first for the primary source and then a citation for the secondary source on the second page of the worksheet in MLA or APA format. It does not matter which one you want to use, but you've got to make sure that it is correct and accurate. Identify if that source is a primary source or secondary source of information, and then answer the rest of these questions that relate to that source of information. How does the content apply? Are there any biases? Look for footnotes or endnotes or bibliographies at the end of the source and see what that tells you about the source. Is it current? Explain in detail. Is the author reliable? Do they have the experience or the credentials necessary to be considered an authority on that topic? And finally, on a scale of 1 through 5, where 1 would mean poor and 5 would mean excellent, how would you rate the overall quality of this source and why? So that's for the first source, and then be sure that you fill out the same information for the second source of information. So do 2 sources in total. Going back again to the evaluation of sources, in the Manage module tutorial, you will remember that we gave you links for the OWL at Purdue sites to help you with citations for APA and MLA. We have included the same links here. Check these very, very carefully, especially if you use the cite or citation tools from different databases to copy and paste citations. Again, they may not be 100% accurate. We will use the following rubric to judge your submission as complete or incomplete. So this is the criteria that we're going to be looking for when it comes to this specific assignment, for this specific learning assessment. And this is what we'll be looking for complete or incomplete. And I'll click back here. And please have these done by April 5th for the learning assessment, April 7th for the evaluate and manage discussion, and then by the end of the week for quiz number 1, if you choose to use that again as a specific engagement activity. As always, Megan and I are available for any questions either during our online office hours or emailing or calling, or if you're here physically on the Emporia campus, we would definitely welcome it if you would stop by and ask us any questions as well. Good luck.